Good morning, or whatever it is, wherever you are. Alright, so we haven't actually got, unless it's happened in the last couple of minutes, a client release yet. But I can go ahead and try to fix this conflict in advance of that, and maybe do some testing today. I guess I'll also be doing a preview of the new hint system in that case. In retrospect, it failed exactly where I expected it to, and I probably should have gone through and just removed this patch ahead of time, because now we have to figure out how to fix STG, which is not very good at dealing with patch conflicts. So it thinks we're on time transition hints. If I do STG show, yeah, it's showing me stuff from the previous patch. So it's confused about where it is right now. So I think what we have to do is, like, it can't go to the patch because there's a conflict, but it thinks it's on that patch. So I think we have to do repair and we kind of reapply things. Okay, so git status is both modified. Diff is actually applied. Well, where do we think we are? So now it thinks we're back on that patch. So we want to clear that. So we've got time transition hits in our historical repo if we need it for anything. Is it like drop? Is it remove? Delete patches. Climmy. Oh. Oh, other patches may have been assuming some of the changes we removed. Or maybe he had to touch some other stuff. But let's see. So it thinks we're in interaction refactoring. We're on an empty patch that says pointer down function extraction. I guess that's sort of accurate, but it's still an empty patch, which doesn't look, or actually okay, the other things that show up are like, is it top, interaction refactoring, and what? Maybe just top and show. They're out of sync. But there's like no patch here, which that doesn't sound right. So I do want to look at what the conflict was first. Okay, so we removed this code in our patch. To do that, Jason made some kind of change to this. So we're gonna have to figure out what that change was. Uh, which unfortunately we have kind of a big search space here because he's doing a lot of work on the hint system. Editor object, new filter logic. Okay, so some of this stuff is going into object bank. And objects matching words, nice. That's a living life page, but it's going to be mostly drawing stuff, I think. Let's see, we're looking for changes to holding ID. Oh, yeah, this is touching hint stuff. In fact, that could even have been that last patch. Last hint filter string. Next hint, yeah, this is all talking about hit indexes. So not yet. Okay, that's into animation bank. Okay, filtering. I guess I could also look at my old exported patch for what we were changing. Hint filter string. Oh. Hint index. Hint bookmarks. Okay. Holding. Get num hints. Oh, no, hint bookmarks were an old thing. Of course, this might be part of the new code. Current hint object ID. Well, maybe it's not this. Yeah, this is generally talking about dest IDs. Object ID. Next hint object ID is dest ID. New actor, new actor. New target. So you're at 14, 150, 19. I probably moved stuff down, so it might be this bit here. Which I had extracted. Yeah, hint for object interaction. This is going to cause me a lot of pain. But let's see if we can at least get STG into a consistent state here. Okay, STG series, STG top, interaction refactoring. STG show. Shows nothing? I sure hope not. So which one did it actually conflict on then? Interaction keys. That used to have content, right? Yeah, that used to have a bunch of content. What the heck, STG? That is extremely disappointing. Now, the problem is that Git itself has so many hits. It can sometimes be hard to find stuff. Oh my gosh, this is actually a recent release. STG log. Okay. That says use with caution. Is there a way to jump back on that? Metadata format. Okay, how do we update? Well, I need to get this fixed first. Actually, I don't remember what this. I don't know if that would be since I started using it. Is it manifest? Commands. Display the log. Yeah, you see, it wasn't even that it was modified, just that you messed up. Undo the effect of the git commands. You can see patches. Git commit option 1, STG undo. Well, I think I tried that, it didn't work before, but I have been doing some operations here. So is that going back in our log here? Well, there's undo 1, undo 1. It's not getting us back to the same place. Okay, so there's our click-through heads. There's time transition hints. So it looks like it's going through all of the individual patch applications from the rebase, which is probably fine. There's time transition hints again. Maybe that was a failure. Okay, so this is probably okay, so there's some extra stuff hanging out there. We've got our master, which does not yet incorporate his master. So this is where we could try to fix up that beforehand. But let's see if we can update and maybe get something that doesn't mess up as badly. Similarly, all right, so we are back here. Can I delete an applied patch? I don't know if I can. I guess I can. All right, so that might, well, there were clearly some other issues here. And with the suspect issues I might want to do, oh, and STG show. Hey, there's actually stuff there. How about that? So released. Detects conflicting applied and unapplied. Repaired search paths. No, fail if extra command line arguments are provided. No longer crashes when there are conflicts. Okay, well, that might explain the issue. It actually crashed and left things in an inconvenient state. There we go. So is it just like download and figure out how to install it again? Repository cloning. All right, so where the heck is this? Bin. Bin stg. It's S3 command. Which, okay. stgit. Okay, this does not appear to be a checkout. At least not here. Okay, this might be a checkout. It has several build reproduce. Well, that shouldn't directly affect us. Okay, so we've got stget here. We've got bin, which looks like basically everything. And presumably they just copied stg down? Or maybe I had to adjust the path? Oh, there is like... Oh. Okay, first of all... Wait. Oh, maybe this is not what we want. Because there's also an stget directory in here. Oh, there's no... Yeah, okay. This is looking a bit more like that. So it looks like what we really want is this and this. Here. Python stacked get 0.19. Okay, so this is a little shell wrapper. Hmm. All right, so how are we supposed to install this? Okay, there's download. Does the tutorial cover installation? Git clone. Try, for example, this. They don't actually... How should it be installed? Make use of template files. Home.stget templates. Documentation. Uh, There's the tutorial. Template. Oh, there we go. Make all doc, make install doc, home bin. It's for documentation. So this kind of comes down to make file. Set up Pi. Install HTML. Now setup.py might be a system thing. I guess check version is pretty specific. Oh, built-in version. So we do want to do something with this. Oh, I already had you. Do I still have install? No. Wait. This is saying make all. Uh, How about no, you're still offsite right now. Okay, so it makes a build directory. STG build. Well, I don't suppose. Okay, so this is the stuff we really want. And then, okay, so maybe that's enough. And maybe I should actually clear out the old ones to keep there from being junk lying around. Git version, stat git version. Okay, and we technically built from source. We're on a current patch. All right, so let's see if the rebase crash is any better. Okay, now at patch, stg show, Mm, how about STG top? Okay, now at patch. That's more reasonable behavior. So maybe what I have to do is get status, because modified. Well, I'm still not having great confidence here. Winner USA, thank you for the follow. I can try. Maybe this is because it's like changed on both. And then if I refresh, it will get actual content. Okay, so like we've got this function here. It's just not showing up in the diff because it's all concerned with that. Is it staged or index? Okay, livinglifepage.h. This is weird because it feels like this is here. Maybe STG diff? Livinglifepage.h. Okay, so STG diff has this stuff. And I guess I'm going to have to refresh the patch when I'm done with the conflict here. And then that will put it all into the patch. Which meanwhile might tell me something about our conflict zone here. There's going to be like everything that's maybe not conflicted. Move to, yeah, there's hint for object. Okay, so this is the piece of code that we are kind of, thanks, differencing with here. Which I could probably find in the old patch. Move to hint for object interaction. So we have to compare that to... Oh, actually, okay, so actually we do have this here. So actually, we can probably do this. So this is going to be the updated code, and this is kind of the code we extracted at the time. So you're good. I mean, I might just be able to take this whole block and put it over here again. But yeah, so these, if null, then reset the hit index. But hint object ID there, okay. And this has a change as well. Pity it can't track the moves here. Okay, so you are our new function. And actually, this is something we could see in the diff from that code in terms of... oh, we actually kind of reset things a little bit here. Yeah, so that was our previous attempt. Which I guess because it's just in heads? I don't know. was code coverage. Or was this even earlier? Because you saw like changes in exactly those lines in the patch. I just had to deal with STG first. Okay, that's out of there. It's not living life. Don't use hint bookmarks when a filter is set. So there's this stuff which I don't think I touched. And I think 14. This is, yeah, so it is exactly these lines that changed. In this patch. All right, and then this should go back to exactly as it was before. All right, so from here, what we want to try is git add. Well, this is probably something worth doing a compile check on. So I don't know what the behavior is supposed to be at this point. I just want to make sure that nothing's looks horribly broken. Well, and that it compiles. Oh, that's right, I turned off auto login. Because I was doing some stuff on the login screen. All right, we should be done with you now. No. Auto login. 1. Okay, yes, and it's very cold here. Oh, yeah, I don't have all my patches in yet. We're working on that. All right, so the, unfortunately, I don't know if I ever got tutorial working on my tied short shaft. Okay, so this is all the steps to make a hatchet. So it looks like it starts at the top of the tree. Aha, so if you pick something up, then it activates. But with that stone, this is as far as I can go. No, I'll probably want to save some stuff for when we get to the closer to the final version here, but we seem to be basically working. All right, so we're going to be here. And this does include all of the changes now. So I think what we do is it got blanked because it couldn't apply properly. We're on the correct patch now. So if we refresh that, then you have all the changes, and you're good. And now we should actually be safe to try jumping ahead here. Okay. So it actually was just that one thing after getting rid of our other patch. All right, so that was our first step. Actually, we do have several of the. Oh, I'm not actually in there. I'm building in game source. I'm not doing this in game source. And then get RM time transition hints on this side. You go to patches master readme. Never gotten to the other stuff. Where I'm still in this directory. So I mean, this will eventually be v31. Now, I guess I didn't actually. Well, I don't know if I got to the point in the mainline development where. No, actually. No, we should have been fully on top of that. I guess now I want to do a little bit more testing, but. Alright, so this is kind of an easy thing. Except I actually just need to find milkweed stock plus milkweed stock. Thread plus thread, which means you actually have to find some stuff. Oh, I guess if it takes too long, I could just cheat it in. Short shaft. Not necessarily showing me like. I mean, maybe if I go to. Oh, actually, I skipped over it. Now you see, that looks like it's telling you to, well, I guess if you read it, it says rope. But that could trip some people up. And then we're done. Oh. Okay, I guess I just got left on there. Hmm. Or maybe I still had to filter up for something. Alright, well, we'll see how that works out for more advanced stuff. Like, well, 156 steps. Oh, yeah, hot steel ingot. This is through all steps? So there is a small challenge here. In that, what if I need this for something else? Maybe I don't need this for something else. I mean, stone's not that big a deal. Need kindling to fire stuff. Which would be the same for any of these. Then you get kindling, you need a fire to light the forge. You obviously have to get the more interesting materials, which I just don't happen to have here. I could cheat them in. All right. So we've got that. We can play around with it. Let's see. Where is... Actually, the trees might kind of work. If I go to grab a branch. Okay, you were fine. Okay, this one you actually understand that we do have to go around. Maybe it's ponds and water. I know there are times when I feel like I kind of go the opposite side of something to. I guess clay actually is, yeah. So maybe filtering should remove that. Oh yeah, all my road work. uh. Oh man, there's so many bowls. Clay bowl. Oops. Foot pond. So I guess I need I don't know if there's anything else you can really just dump water into. For the most part, you don't want to be doing that. Okay, well, it doesn't last too long. I guess I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for exactly when it happens, because it felt like it was often like getting water. You would kind of run around to the wrong side. And maybe it has to do with... Maybe it's like if there's small items, it looks blocked. Or just any item. I mean, buckets had worked. Ah! No, I don't want to do that. Oh, and now I'm a bowl again. Right, I was bouncing too long. I guess we actually kind of do want like one free space. Like over there. Oh, is there? Okay, we did get that one. Maybe this one, yeah. Okay, so now. No? What to the near side? Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pay attention to like what the situation is when I do those weird runarounds. Because it seems like it's pawns or... is it making baskets? I could have just made a stone. I mean, these are blocking objects. I mean, and that's understandable. But that all seems perfectly reasonable. See, that's not a blocking object. That seems reasonable. That seemed reasonable. I still have this. And I feel like it might be, kind of blocking objects, but it just seems to go to the far side. And I don't know why. I wonder, is there something specific to left and right? No, it seems fine. I guess in this case, I just kind of want to get rid of the water. No, that was fine. I'm just going to have to try and take note of it as I play. Okay. All right, so pathing is not something I can look at the code. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find much. So I extracted this as a function. If it's a valid spot, what's site access? Adjacent cell or self cell? Now you see, I was purposefully doing that. From not adjacent? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, no, it doesn't seem to be it. Adjacent cell or self cell? Site object from north or south can't execute false. So are we right there? If we can't, does it spot itself in some cases? Oh, you know what? It does seem to search in a very specific order. So maybe there is a peculiarity in other blocking objects that makes it look like there's a weird path to the nearest side. Don't consider north or south neighbors. Okay, so, cute. If there's something there and we're holding nothing, and it's permanent but not blocks walking. The tile itself and hand is empty. Something's still on the ground. Not a transforming pickup. Not closing a door. Close as possible to target matters. So we are going through this in a specific order. Oh. So it's going to look at the left or right first. Okay, if it's blank, or it's not equal to -1, and it's not blocks walking, check if there's a path there. All right, destination, old, empty. Yeah, just temporarily modify our state. Compute path to dest. Found empty, closest dist, path length. So maybe it is technically, because we're moving on a grid and not on straight lines, the far side is technically the same distance in, number of steps. As for the tile itself, it's an option. If not, if we didn't find an empty spot and it's not side access, it's not the same tile. There's a thing there, and it's not blocks walking. Oh, the immediate neighbors are blocked, but you might build a diagonal in there. Well, that's not going to be relevant for the cases I'm thinking of. Can execute. Okay, so we do a move to if we found one. Where did move dest come from? I mean, I think I used it before the action, but and the server will always reject it if it's not pathable or something. So going to our click dest as a fallback. Wait, is that move dest or do we update move dest? Can get there. Okay, move dest becomes empty if we find it empty. Closest dist. Less than closest dist. Now, I'm pretty sure path length is an integer. Yes. So it's just number of steps. So maybe it's the same in number of steps. Okay, so here's a thought. I might actually be getting hungry here. I just turned it down a lot, but not infinitely. Oh yeah, it's just about starving there. And maybe I should see if I could just like turn on like path to my arrow at all times or something. If I'm coming at this like, say here, 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step. Because we're only counting moves, and moves can be diagonal, 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step. Exactly the same distance. Even though I think that one would actually animate a little bit slower. Because there's an adjustment for diagonals. And we do know that it searches one of the sides first. Okay, but that case it went to not just the bottom was available. Right, but that was actually closer in that case. Where could I come at this? There's a blocks object there. Oh, that's not the immediately accessible spot. I might just have to make something here. This might not be a naturally occurring thing because of the small object blocking situation. So like maybe there was like a fence or something that would count as a block. Yeah, it would have to be blocks walking, wouldn't it? Stone. Maybe there's probably gonna be less Adobe stuff. I put down my bowl. Well. Oh, that's right. Well, I guess it's an odd thing. I've never really bothered trying to figure out why it does that. All right, so from here, well, we have to have the diagonal here has to be clear, which maybe if I screen lock. Okay, of course now it's flooded. Okay, so we found one situation where it's going to look odd. It's actually kind of hard to pull off. I mean, I guess this would still apply to up and down, but usually I think it's left and right, it feels like. But to do that, or to fix that, and that is a little bit of an unusual situation, so it's not terrible. Just one of those things that always bugged me. I don't know if we have an easy way to measure that. Yeah, so that's like num frames on current step, on final path step, move total time and move ETA time. Are those updated when we path update? Yep, no, it's a call, it's a call. On closest spot by Manhattan distance. So we find a path. Current path step. Num frames and current step on final path step. It does not appear to update the animation stuff, because this is just compute path. It's not necessarily moving there yet. What was that? Move total time, move ETA time. Uh, 10 seconds. Motion till update received. Oh, that's received from the server. Move total time, move ETA, move ETA time. Yeah. Update move speed. But that depends on move total time. Which only seems to come from server updates. Oh, no, wait, measure path length. Dags are a square root of 2 in length. So possibly we could call that to get a better distance. Now it's got a more computationally expensive distance. Shoot, I forgot the name. It was like measure path distance. Measure path length. All right, so if we go through this, we pick a spot, compute path to dest. You're a double. Oh, shoot. Presumably path length is 0 if it's null, and then this will bail out? Oh wait, that's called path length. This is called measure path length. Our live object. Our live object path length. And then we want to say, oh, well, the closest distance local variable, right? We can make it whatever we want. This is somewhere else. Yeah, this is like issuing actual commands. Looked at a grid cell around blocking object. Maybe it's different code? But yeah, see, this is actually doing just a straight up distance too, which would... No, this is, he's making full on points. I don't think we have any other spot. Or it's not conveniently organized as points there. Walk there instead. That's for action messages. But this looks like, yeah, this is pointer down, which I don't think I'm using directly. This almost feels like code I would have extracted, but maybe I extracted in... Is it possible that I extracted this code and then he improved it? Well, there's pointer down. That's where I extracted it from. So it's interesting that there is another version of that, though. Not you. Too many windows. I guess I'm pretty much done with this one now. I mean, if I made the points, distance would actually accomplish the sort of visual effect I'm looking for here. Yeah, so that's definitely going to go to the closer one. Well, but if there was an actual, like, maze, so to speak, we would want the smaller path. So you're not down in water yet. And my bucket's full. Wonderful. Well, there's always that pond. And so far, this is the only situation I've been able... Wow. We're already hungry again. Just looking at code for a bit. But like, this little kind of unusual thing is like the only situation I've been able to find where that would happen. So I don't know if that really covers all of it. And then I need to keep an eye out for... Okay, well that's a pond below a tree, which would be kind of the same thing if you were coming from the other direction. I missed that one. But you only have one open side, so of course it's going to go around here. That's not at all surprising. The other thing I have to do is I have to figure out, this is probably interaction refactoring. Looks like it. No, I think in the past. Okay, we're in patches master. I've been, actually, no, there's a refresh target patch. Oh, patch. STG refresh. Minus P. Let's just make sure I didn't have any other changes. Yep. Refresh minus P. Oh, you know what? I didn't actually commit. Well, that only matters when I export. Okay, it's a little bit more verbose now, which isn't entirely bad. STG, no, it's just CD. We're not in game source. Yeah. All right, SDG export. And then load file. All right, because we actually opened up the patch. And this is patches master changelog. Because I think that path link affects animation speed, so it actually is a little bit closer. Also, I don't know that's the issue. I have to keep an eye out for the thing, because sometimes it felt like I was like literally on the left and I walked to the right and vice versa. So I'm going to have to, I don't know, like put down a stream marker and review the video afterwards. And we're in patches master. All right, and then that is something I can be testing today. PWD. All right, so there's that. I don't know if we're going to get around to that. There's some other things I've thought about. I guess I have to see what actually bothers me. It's like names would sometimes be nice. I think those are all my to-dos. The rest of this is all kind of notes on various projects. Like trying to figure out the UI stuff in particular. Okay, the mapping project's kind of dead, actually. That's we're doing it on the web. Oh. So that is maybe done. I don't have to follow people too often these days. I actually kind of did jump precursors. I mean, there's more work that could be done there, but I think I'm most done with it. Whatever did doors by having a list of door IDs? I would have to do pathing where we considered if object had a bare hand transition to non-blocking. That's kind of a big project. Maybe what I'll do is I take a break and reconfigure so I can get on the laptop where I was playing with some Docker stuff. Because I haven't tried it yet, like really tried it. I got a Mac build working. And it's not going to have this update because it runs off tagged versions. Unless Jason has released something this morning. I don't see any further commits. But I think we have the executable built. We just have to get it packaged into an app and then figure out all of our zip targets and whatnot. And then there's this thing, which GitHub API might be a stream in and of itself. But I'm going to take a break, rearrange some stuff here, and then be back in a few minutes. We'll never use this unless it's the same priority as the issue. Now this might be designed for automation, in which case I would have to... Oh. That was bizarre, okay.
Who's gonna file a copyright claim on Satan? What, the Catholic Church? No. It's the only entity that can theoretically file a copyright claim on Satan.
The holy hand grenade.
Yeah, they're gonna hit me with the holy hand grenade of Antioch. 1, 2, 5! Oh, 3. Sorry. Just answer the 5 questions.
But anyway, oh, somebody peed? What the heck? Did somebody pee? Why is there a bunch of pee in here? What the heck, man? Who peed? Who freaked out and peed? Why is nobody in these? Oh, because it's set to 36. Well, nobody should be stressed out, and nobody should have any problems with the bathroom. Ah, jeez. I may have to install...
Why can't you stay alive and all that stuff? And then I got the game myself and I was like, oh, I see. But it was just so unique to me. So different. People compare it to Don't Starve Together, which I've never played. That's the game I've mostly seen it compared to.
They will not act smart. But, mind you, students are students, and not all students are smart students. So there are some students that are not 100% smart. So don't buy into that stereotype. If a student doesn't want to learn, they're not going to learn, no matter what ethnicity they are. Just giving you a heads up. Because I've got... Okay. Gotta go up. Haven't been in here yet?
Did you see the Krogan scouting out that big remnant boat? What if they get the weapons or something? They could wipe us...
Clean out.
They're never getting inside that thing.
Never. Ever.
Platform-specific files, but that will be there. I'll try and what I'm going to try and do is keep a lot of the development on GitHub, so kind of a lot of the issues and feature requests, so that if anyone wants to pick things up, they can, and it's easy to view.
Oh, gotcha. Right. Fahrenheit. I live in a country that uses ye old Celsius. So I was like, what? But that totally makes sense. 100%. Okay, let's get liquefiable stuff. This is ice and snow. Copy your settings over. Like that.
Why?
I think it's like a test room.
Yeah, look. Security cameras moving. You got anything weapon-wise? Ain't got shit.
Got this AK and that big minigun, but to be honest, that minigun's kind of crap.
I may need to turn my music down. I can't. Oh wait, there's something.
Todavía no sale despertado.
Ah, ahora sí. Sí.
Vale, yo lo veo bien.
Vale.
Métete en un arco.
All right, welcome back. It looks like I still have stuff up from last week. So we've got our server, we've got building the Windows client. We've got some of these other things might need to do some of the patch fudging. This was specifically in Mac OS X client. The last thing we did here was delete this. And this was maybe in the master one? Right, and then the update process normally does that. So if Windows client, I could probably even just switch this back, or probably... Yeah, I think we had gone in there, we had looked at it. Oh, psh, it's still running on, I had gone to studio mode. Oops. It was just very quiet. This might actually really need to do anything different. Oh, except I didn't. Well, update to master. I don't think, yeah, there were no published version changes. So that's fine. Just make sure nothing moved on us. Oh, is the screen cut off? No, I noticed that there was something a little odd with the dimensions. I'm trying not the wrong things. I probably locked this down. Yeah, I had to stretch this to fit the screen earlier. Huh. Okay, yeah, so there's what I'm used to. I guess it finally figured itself out. So we do that. We get rid of the header bar we don't need. And I guess I don't necessarily need the other side there. It's not really in the way. But... all right, so refreshing my, see, I think I closed all of these windows because I just had a bunch of stuff up. That's under programming. One live. So when I did the actual OS X build, where did it build stuff? Probably under the build directory, huh? So yeah, one of these is like, yeah, some files it needs. So it does the directory. With all the stuff it needs. And then it makes another directory with all those files plus the app. Which has, and there's a template app in one of these. Yeah, so this is like your template app. And actually there's a couple of processes that it works on that. So it compiled. Oh, do I not have the zip script in here at all? Oh, you know what? I probably cut the steps off somewhere. So our build client cross was cut down. So we did make. Oh, and then I had the steps that I was able to do manually in the shell that we needed to get incorporated. So we were in game source, we did make. So that kind of makes sense. Oh, and I was thinking that maybe I don't want to call the script here and just kind of do some stuff directly. So that means we have to look at like make distribution. Oh, are we under Mac OS X client? No, we're under setup. I think we're done with that one. I'm not doing a full distribution though. Move base. What was base? Maybe, oh. So we must build base, build something in base, and then move all of that into here. So that must be your make base distribution, which is not going to be system specific. Make generate caches is for all the data files. CD into build Mac one life. So that means that suggests. Okay, so a directory is already there. We're not sure. Oh. So that means the base directory thing already has this like double structure? Oh, right, because this is like the last version, and then you diff it to get the updates, which I also think we don't need. Although if you move it, you don't have an old version anymore. So we go into there, we tweak settings. Okay, well, settings is going to be in your base version. I just want the app. Regenerate caches, don't ever include bin caches. CD. Well, it says Mac OS X One knife, so we're back in build. Cool. Set the PES. Well, no, we're in build. Except we're building it here. Copy game source, one life to blah, 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 blah. We haven't necessarily built a Mac directory. Well, where do we want to put this? Okay, so this was assuming, yeah, you know what, there's an awful lot of dot dots here. Although, I'm copying this stuff into the game directory. And then my thing is set up to pull it out of there, I bet. Okay. So we maybe I just want to be relative referencing. Since we're in build. Well, I'm going to update my file copy list anyway for this. Or have a separate one. So this is, all of these commands are relative, but like we're doing a lot of stuff with just Mac. Location to SDL, so I'm going to have to figure out what that was. What we've got, okay, that's one of the arguments here. So I'm feeling like I don't want to do this, and instead I want to do U. What does? Do I have file Mac OS? Okay, I don't currently have anything up here. File? Package files. Yeah, so this is all expects this to be within the game directory. So that's the path they will be at in the game directory. I'm gonna, So now I have a divergence problem with my versioning. And I need to update it for that, and I need to update it for this. Okay, so we're in game source. This is the versioned file. Copy the executable into there, and Okay, we're in game source. So from a user perspective, it's going to be the app. But I may have to look at, let's see, where is our template here? Contents, info.plist. Can I just open this? bundle executable, bundle name, get info string. Now I don't just want to nuke one life in here because there's an icon file too. I guess we can kind of leave the executable alone. It might get weird when reporting the currently running app. Okay, so one life. We still kind of need some bits of that. Get the executable in there. Remove the empties. Install SDL framework, which, let's copy 3. Okay, I think that's everything I need. Where's 2? Okay, that gets used in that particular piece of the build process. This was, okay, so this was make dir.app. Oh, maybe you ended up doing that instead of the copy? Okay, so no, this was a couple of attempts. So I had to make that as a directory, huh, in order to copy it? Maybe it's a limitation of the shell. And then here's, oh, and speaking of limitations of the shell, yeah, I wasn't looking far enough ahead here. There's the framework. I'm pretty sure those are files. So we don't need -r there anyway. And I had another copy of this, even though I don't think we need it. So that's kind of what this was doing, except now I have to include I wonder if I can just add this. Well, I can cheat. I mean, maybe I should actually have that package files as just be the other files. And then have the build process determine its own executable. Now, I don't know if that's going to include the carriage return. So I guess that's a thing we could. It's going to be in the container. Now the problem here is that I've got an in-game link to the download path, or to latest. So I might have to set up a way to parameterize that so it can link to the proper version for itself. All right, so that built up to a point. Oh, you know what? I practically set a Docker file. Yeah. So this is where I might want to, because we've got this, a stable version there. Run through the steps again, make sure everything's debugged. And then we see if a forerun works. CD1 life. Some of these commands are just plain bigger, and others are, we specifically want to debug that command or test that command. Aha, linker command failed. All right, so we had something working in our little bash history that we are not correctly doing here. Okay. Now, well, that is library frameworks. All right, so where is our Docker file here? Set up OSX cross. Oh, is this? Okay. MacPorts development target. Install libstl framework. Target MacPorts. And somewhere down here they've got their library directory. Is it target? Mac ports, and then packages. And then opt. Yeah, I think the and their local library Python.framework. Oh, have I not actually got STL in here? No. We were supposed to have installed it in this step. So to actually call commands on this, we need this thing. And then, I mean, just no command given. Okay, I guess I already selected mirror after all. Okay. Did I typo that? Okay, so this is a container build problem. And maybe I have to watch for errors during this step. Okay, libstl. Actually, I might be able to specify multiple things on one line, but it ends up being a pretty small secondary install. Oh, Now I think that copy maybe is the point where it can't cache as effectively. So maybe I need to run some of this stuff directly to prove caching later. Installing libstl framework. Yes, we go into bash. Go into build. Can I bulk do some of this stuff? Maybe. And you see, don't know that I saw well, just viewing the path to it. Now, maybe there was some other linking I had to do, but I just didn't see the STL framework thing even there, because it just ended up being soft links. Directory not found for option library frameworks. Link flags. So that means that, no, that's the directory not found. So for OXX cross, oh, and actually these, wait. Right, so these actually, these copies are going to need to be updated. But was it OXX cross? Target. Mac ports. Okay, there is actually STL framework now. Now, a lot of the stuff in here ends up being yeah, links to versions which is itself links to that stuff. Which is why I had to do the link to opt local. Oh, to dilib, okay. How do I know if that's an actual thing? Symbolic link, yeah. Anyway, it's complaining about the framework not being found. So do I have to do that whole path? All right, so, geez, where the heck was I? Probably source, one life. Game source, we were doing make. We had done a custom macOS links flags. Now, make should pretty much just go to that step. Could not find. Executable path frameworks. Framework Cocoa. I don't know where the rest of this stuff is. I think there was something about like a packaged thing you could develop for all the core frameworks. System library. So it's no, that's headers. So this is just the general headers that it's including, even though it's trying to do a link step right now. But since they're supposedly using the cross framework, I'm not sure what kind of path we'd use for that. We know that OpenGL our path, executable path frameworks. Now, could we go back to nothing and see if it's just that it's complaining that it can't find even though it doesn't need it? Now, I thought I had actually gotten a build out of this. Okay. So despite this, oh, no, variable. Okay, so that does not unset it. How about, okay. Framework not found SDL. So, what do we have to pass? And it is trying to find it as a framework. I mean, there's our local path, which is quite involved. Opt, OSX, cross. It's got target, just got a bunch of other stuff. Mac ports. Packages, local. Then library frameworks. Of course, now I have to do all this. Yep, that's a minus F. This feels like it's a virtual file system thing that I shouldn't have to do. And yet, that seems to be it. The linker is operating in system path. All right. So we can try this without the make dir to see if that's really necessary. Okay. That seems to have not been necessary here. Okay. Now this is going to be definitely a system path thing. Now, I mean, I guess I could just link, you know, since it's a Docker container, just link library to that, and everything could be fine. And then all of the rest of this is pretty standard packaging stuff. The one thing, well, if we don't copy all the stuff, it's not there. Oop, not cut. Is what does, oop, okay, I guess I didn't copy that. No such file or directory. Oh no, I want not, is it not cat? This is just echo. And then, now I want a cat. Okay. No more files. Cannot find 2 files. I expected 1. Do I have to do something to do a directory with this? So 7-zip is like a file list. Archive with subdirectories. There's the absolute path storage. The command line version. Add to my archive. Yeah, that's a script. I just need the straight up file list documentation. Command line syntax. Oh, maybe it has to be wildcard? List file. Or wildcards. Okay, so perhaps this has to be formatted. I guess I did. While I'm in here, I can just go do this. This one had Vim, didn't it? Patches, package, and see how that works. No more files. Do I have to do like star star? Does it support star star? Yeah, so there's star. I mean, I can, match all names that contain 2 characters. Extension, must use a star. Just command line syntax. General information, command line version, syntax, commands. What is this? This is, maybe that's the, no. File name, list file. Maybe that falls under add. No, not really. I mean, it's kind of similar to this. Recurse type. Recurse subdirectories. I don't know where it wants options here. Everything is okay. So it's not showing that as a compressed file, but it's not complaining either, interestingly enough. So maybe it wants switches farther back. Thing is okay, so it feels like it didn't actually add anything there. And this is actually under an add command. So including that switch actually seems to make it not compare about that, or complain about that. Enable recurse subdirectories only for wildcard names. What is a wildcard? Oh wait, I'm still saying onelife.app. Oops. So now we have to go back and kind of retest everything again. Even though I guess we might assume that... Okay, and it just by default works. Can it find one file? Yes. I might want to switch that back to an actual... The build process adds that. All right, so we've proven out individual commands. Okay, so using cache, using cache, using cache, using cache. Cool. Oh, I guess it's going to, oh, it's going to add that file every time we run it. No, because that was in the container. Or add that line. Okay. So it's non-zero because we couldn't find a file. I need to refresh myself. On how we get files out. I think you can get them out of containers, not out of images. Copy files in a container in the local file system. So we may have to, you know what, this probably deletes it. Yeah, run minus rm. Dash dash, no, single dash. Okay, I just need to run you. Uh, mm, 16 seconds ago. Copies, files, folders, container, source path, dest path. Where do I put you? So from game source, that's probably an hole. Does it just nicely print the file name for me? Kind of. No such container path. All right, so the regular one's fine. We don't need the container. I just want to see where we put that. Is it root? No. I think we were in game source there. So we should have at least a there should be a one, oh, maybe it moved the result. Yeah, I don't have like first names here. This doesn't feel like it's actually a compiler result. Oh. Because it couldn't find a file. Is true a command? It's not complaining about them. I mean, under certain circumstances, I might want that to fail. That means I have to be able to remove a line from there. Does that open? Well, it is the first line. There's that. Contain a specific string. I mean, I guess that's kind of a sed pattern to match D in file. I kind of want to replace it in this case. So I guess I use like the sed help to replace a line. I mean, adding it works, but I don't know if my bash shell one here is going to have much in the way of help. Yeah. Oh, edit files in place, okay. Yeah, so we need other documentation on sed. All right, so D. So change. Replace the current line with the line? Oh, with replace the current line because it's C backslash? So does that mean go to the line with word, replace it with this? Doesn't work. Terminate the current actions. Go to word, insert line before, add this line after. Change the line to this one. Okay, so we're in here. We are going to be doing this from One Life game source. So is that doing single quotes to enable multi-lining? Or is that part of the syntax? Okay, so all the script is in quotes. So we go to onelife.exe and change it to onelife.app. And that is in all right, that was that one. Patches master. I have to maybe see about that in place option. Okay, that's the desired output, but okay, so we do need I. Okay. So instead of echo, I did one life again. And I guess as long, well, we haven't like built anything in this, I think. Well, so I think we were down to one error on 7-zip, so hopefully that will just get to return to status. If not, I may have to like remove that last command so we can get a container that's at that state and then to wait through all this stuff. And I'm trying just to bug that bit. Everything is okay, successfully built. All right, right, need to do this once. Get our most recent one, might want to clean up the other one at some point. Could possibly build up, clear up a couple of these at some point. Actually, we had, it's not too far back. No such container path. All right, so now if we go in here, hopefully, oh, okay, it's at source. Oh, we were in that app. Oh, this is the OSX. So I haven't even opened one for the new one. And actually, this is a parallel directory. Docker. Were we in here? No, we weren't in here. Now, didn't I have... I had it down here. All right. This is an old test. Okay, same directory name. Settings. All right, so this expects to be in a fully operational game directory. Which, have I even installed the game on here? Well, I did get OSX, my own OSX build to work a little while ago. Which might have been a full build, or it might not. Mac. So actually, I think this is 266, so we could try updating it. And I was pretty much running these. So I never even tested this one really, which is a completely different build process. Or maybe I sort of started it up, but I don't know that I changed servers. I think it was just localhost. Oh, and to log in and update, I'm actually going to need... Actually, I can't log in because I'm on a different version now, I think. I need at least something to even attempt. Oh! Okay. That's not forcing... the Evo location. Interesting. Or maybe there were too few families in the Arc reset? Okay. Oh, but what I need to do is I need to log in to update. Or I need to get this thing to update to the current version and build one. So in theory, this environment's kind of set up here. I just have to remember all the steps I did. Do I still have the console for this? Yeah, that was you, which might even still have a command up. Well, this is build. Okay, so this is where we have to go. One life. And hope he hasn't released this in the meantime. Nothing on the Discord ticker. This is probably just a master, yeah. Oh, but I have my own master. I wasn't checked out on something weird, was I? Okay, I don't see any signs of emerge. All right, so this is probably already configured, so it's just a, just a make. Except actually, are there any compile artifacts that I care about? Well, we're gonna replace, they don't need this anyway, just in case. This is actually gonna be slightly ahead of the official version. Oh. Oh, I needed to do some command stuff here. What was that? Make distribution. Make distribution. That's link flags. Where's the... There's the make. Oh. There we are. That's where I was getting that from. Okay. So we go build. And, well, we printed this, right? Oop, is that the wraparound, or actually, I just inserted that. Oh, wait, I was able to run it, so it was binary compatible. Oh, well. I mean, I guess we could have had some object weirdness there if there were any updates. Huh. So his build directories actually were publishing it, the app, as a version thing. Interesting. So maybe I should be following suit on that? I'm not sure how that works with updates. Okay, 266 with zip, 268.app. I had unpacked this. So this would be a settings update for those, just a files update for the names. I guess I could look how OBS and company are doing it if they're doing versioned apps. Didn't remember any of this stuff. Which might mean it didn't remember use custom server. Yeah, I keep getting, I guess, did I lose my location setting? Also, okay, yeah, got buttons. We got help, which I didn't really consider the hints when I did this originally. We've got talking, we've got, okay. We're not finding our hint file though, or our name file. So that might be something particular with how I'm addressing stuff. Yeah. So if I were to make some guesses, I would guess, well, there's that. I would either be looking for them in the executable directory or in resources, without getting into, you know, the proper way to do it and actually fixing things. I'm just curious. Okay, that's not it. Oh, I guess they wouldn't place. When would I ship them? But I'm probably going to have to look up how JSON is loading, like setting files and such on OS X. I don't know if it uses anything from the base directory. Or it's detecting tab differently. Oh wait, this is... Wrong one. Okay, so we did that one. We didn't do this one. Because it reset to the folder. Nope. Okay, still doesn't see that. So he's obviously able to reference like settings files and things. All right, well, I know I've got the source up here. So we go back to you, and hey, we even got a camera here. Okay, the microphone is not in quite a comfortable spot. So if we load a file, it's going to be, let's see, it might all be minor gem stuff. Game source. So settings is probably minor gems. Object bank. I mean, that uses a file abstraction. Actually, Sprite Bank is probably going to load actual sprites. A sprite loading record. Async load handle. Start async file read full name. Which is probably a... Or it could be a folder cache thing. Maybe it's the file abstraction? In folder name. So maybe I did like low-level C stuff? Right, because that was actually server, which doesn't have to run on OS X. Where I got the name code from. Animations, all right. I kind of want to keep a separate context. We're done with you. Oh, we just have too many paths here. File is in IO file. IO file file.h. So, it's probably all implemented in some other big file for whatever library it's doing. STL or what have you. Shoot, I don't know the... Oh, he's got neural net stuff in here. All right, how about file functions? Make directory. Get parent directory. Oh, it's inline. Okay. So I guess these are forward declarations. Oh, man. So somewhere in here is going to have to be like an actual file open. Get full file name in platform-specific form. So I might actually be able to use that. And then I can go back to whatever else I was doing. Terminate this. Doesn't seem like it's doing that much. Return string, path length, return string. Empath. Oh yeah, path of the file. So maybe this gets the full file name. So this would actually be like file, string duplicate, mname, mpath. Oh, append mname. Oh, get child file. Get parent directory. Parent dir symbol. Oh, path in name. Which implies that you knew the path when you initialized it? Get file contents. Which actually sounds like an awfully handy utility function. Okay, so those are folder cache things. Which aren't exactly normal file system stuff. So probably what we'll be looking at is more of the setting system. Which depends itself on get setting. Get setting contents. Get settings file name, which might be very simple. Mstatic members, directory name. Probably settings. But there we go, new path steps. Set directory name. Translation manager. Well, that's a different thing. I guess this is an optional thing you could use. Get setting contents, get settings file name. Directory name, settings name. What does it have to be settings, but new file, new path steps. So I guess path is just a thing that you use with this to say where it is. Path steps is just directory name. So if we're base directory, would that be like new path null 0? Oh, you know what? There is like English? English, is it that text? Maybe it's not dot text. There are some other files that get loaded from base directory. No, US English, which is probably a translation manager thing. Spelling dictionary, okay. Get string settings, spelling dictionary with default. Okay, so you just pass null dict name. If dict file exists, read file contents. All right, so what did we do to get our names? Then I copy names into here. Read name file. That's exactly what we did. It seems to suggest that we should get an error in app log, though. Which I didn't really check those, because I just expected, well, okay, obviously that's an error of some sort. Let's get... Monitor was going to sleep here, so turn that up. All right, so did it even write to the app log? Let's see, the app, so there's, I think app log is .text. So it's not complaining. This might be a thing where I have to get more of a better local dev environment. Of course, I have to run it in. This might be a thing with it being in the app, so. We have to actually then, well, it's in the build directory, so sure. Is it standout? Or maybe standout is only a Windows thing. So what does this look like? No, I need... All right, so we go onelife.app. Is it, no, it's contents, macOS. Do we get, okay, so we do get some output there. Well, actually, no, that's the server settings, but where you spawn. Yeah, I'm not getting any completion here. All right, so the only way we're going to debug this, and maybe that's going to be a problem for another day. So probably fine to go there, can go here. So this had never incorporated patches, I think. Which means I need to get... Okay, so this needs to be updated because that crash on rebase thing is pretty bad. Well, yeah, it kind of lost some stuff. I need to... We've got a compile here, so we just need to apply the patches. And then copy it all the way up into the app and run that. And then, the current directory, I might have to see if I could, like, get it to print. Well, is this something the internet knows? I mean, it seems to be able... to, like, get settings files? Okay, well, that's like full... Objective-C? Oh, the default working directory was the one where their .app file is. Is now being set to / from Finder. Never make any assumptions with the initial working directory. Okay, so here's a... no, wait, so we're in build. No, Mac. So CD... 268. And because I thought that was... Contents... Mac OS... I thought I had just done it where I ran from that folder. Of course, I guess it's possible that the game is like actually storing these somewhere. Well, that's determinable. So we have 268 settings. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. So clearly it's able to update its settings folder. So how is these any different? Maybe settings doing some extra processing? All right, well, I think this could easily turn into a rabbit hole. So I want to PWD OSX. That's probably about right. I want you, and I want you. And then things we need to do, we need to update STG. We need to figure out why names are not completing. Because this is very mysterious to me. It's not complaining either. It's like maybe it's actually. I wonder if it's actually the tab key is coming in differently. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that's coming from. Yeah, that's one of the things we have to test is if tab actually comes through the same through STL and whatever else. No, wait a minute. That's a key he uses. He paged through hints. I'm still worried about the fact that these players are spawning in different locations. Or has that like never happened to the ones I did for my other environment? Okay. Okay, so that tab works. I'm just Tab hint, tab message, name. Oh, this, yeah, I didn't actually have the patches in here. Which is one of the things which is what we need STG for. Okay, so this one was actually in minor gems. Living life page. And this is unpatched yet. Isn't it like key code 9 or something? Yeah, case 9. So presumably, that's what we affected. The first one for the, no, actually, let's restrict this, I'll restrict it a lot. Right, probably this gets checked out to the proper version, even though the repository gets updated in the build script. Well, I can look at it over here. So that screen's on. That's the name file. Oh, maybe this setting's just not on by default. I don't see why it wouldn't, but. Or assuming we're using these settings. Is it called tab? That seems to be on. I guess I'm going to have to get in there and see if, like, it's all spelled correctly. When it's like, that's the value, the default should be on. Hmm. Yeah, it's going to be a mystery. So possible theories are unless we actually are checking out the wrong version somehow. It's like, I did currently have some old version of this checked out. Mac OS X client fetch. And we were playing around with the version tags, but yeah, there doesn't seem to be a new version of the patch repo. I don't think I pushed anything to it. Did that change? Error? I mean, I had key commands, so it seemed to be doing something, but... Actually, this was already here. Oh, I'm somewhere else. Because there was all of them. Where the heck is this? Oh, this is OS X. Oh. So I'd cloned it already. Oh, this was like the last time I did this. Okay. So we could have actually looked at them there. Okay. Anyway, we've got a mystery to solve. But I would like to eat lunch sometime. Actually, that'd probably be in notes here. That's still an open question. We have name completion on OS X and I guess I should run through the rest of the features at some point. And I'm going to need to update that upload script probably too. So, I mean, it might be semi-publishable at this point. Just with a notice that at least that feature isn't working. The fact that those clients are showing up in different places is also a little odd. But maybe I messed up something on the server, I don't know. Anyway, need to shut that down. I want to take lunch so I can come back and play the game. No, I didn't want that one. There we go. What do we got? Well, this is the one I'm usually on, so it's pretty typical. What do we have to recommend? Well, I see some graph data structure stuff. It's not jumping out as being super similar to what I'm working on. But if you're looking for someplace cool to hang out, Martin Jędrzejczyk is working on some data structure stuff. And yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. Goodbye and until next time. Okay, I guess there's a bug with the new Twitch console thing. Oh, and I can't edit chat commands. Great. So let's try that in Chatty. Of course, that might not give me the GUI for it. Ah, you cannot read this channel. Well, okay. I guess we'll try the host.